I see you shiver with anticipation.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Tuesday night, Whole Team Sports. Your boys are here, and we got lots to talk about. But, let's start off by, let's start off with the whole shit and shebang here going on here. That Cousin Phil is now, I'm going to refer to him as Cousin Nostradamus because he basically picked every goddamn game right. He was 4-0 in our picks last week, and so was Adrian. But and AJ and Harry are tied 11-9, and I'm the odd man out. I'm 9-11, and he's in the ones that we've picked on this show. So, for what it's worth, we've picked 20 games. Fucking Phil's picked 14 of them right. Explain yourself, cuz. And he froze. What's up? What's up, Big Chris Vant?
I think that face says it all. He's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. Yeah. He'll be back. Anyway, Anthony, the MLB playoffs are hot and running, and, man, the Braves are playing right now as we speak, trying to shut down the Brewers, but the Brewers have the lead 2-0. Giants and Dodgers Game 4 tonight at 9.
Dodgers looking to close them out.
The Giants are looking to close them out. Yeah, go to the National League Championship Series. So
the shitty ass Red Sox move on.
How did that happen?
Yeah,
I know how it happens, but not even a fight from the Rays
and the Astros. So you got Red Sox, Astros, right?
That's what happens when you don't play any meaningless games for 2 months.
Well, you know what I think it is too? I think it's the stadium because didn't they lose not this game but the game before on some weird double no, that was in Boston. Never mind. But
so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that American League Championship Series, which is set. Astros, Red Sox. Who do you got in there, Harry?
Well, money tells you Astros, but I think there's something to be said for a good manager, and for whatever reason, Alex Cora gets more leeway than other managers because it's all analytical. It's all whatever the smart people tell you to do, and blah blah blah. And the Red Sox have a good lineup. They're not great, but they have a good lineup, and they have a decent rotation. And there's just something to be said for the way Alex Cora really just gels. I wouldn't be surprised if the Red Sox win, but I think the Astros win. I think it's going to go, all the games, and it's going to be tough. But
so you're saying Astros in 7?
Yeah, Astros in 7.
All right, Anthony, Astros and Red Sox.
Last comment, I don't know what pitching he's talking about because I don't think the Red Sox pitching staff scares you at all.
No, it doesn't scare you.
I say it's probably going to be the Astros in 5.
Astros in 5. Cuz you got Astros, Red Sox is the American League Championship Series. Who do you got?
I got the Red Sox. Only because, I don't know, man. They beat the Yankees, a good Yankees team. I just think I don't know, man. They just like the Cinderella this year. Nobody expected them to be where they're at. I expected them to be in this basement in the AL East. And they surprised. So I'm going with the Sox, man, just because I believe in them.
So if things go the way that they're leaning, it looks like it's going to be Atlanta and the Giants in the National League Championship Series, and I'm going to have to favor San Fran in that one. Sorry, Harry.
No, don't be sorry. We have no business. No business.
Series ain't over.
I know. They're not over. They're not over, but I know the Brewers have the lead in this game right now, but when you're up 2-1 in a 5-game series.
Well, they would probably pitch Fried, who is I don't want to say lights out, but he's amazing in the postseason. And they would probably
against the Giants. Who will the Giants put up against him?
No, I'm saying Game 5.
Who will the Brewers put up against him next game?
Corbin Burns.
No, I would think Woodruff or Burns. Yeah,
no, it's already announced. Corbin Burns is pitching.
Burns.
Game 5.
So there you go.
Burns and Max Fried.
Cy Young winner.
So if the Brewers hold on, there's going to be a game 5 there. I think the Giants wrap it up against the Dodgers tonight. I mean, the Dodgers, we all have praised the Dodgers all damn year, and we always do, especially because when they won how they were last year, and of course they won over 100 games again this year. But the Giants were something special this year. I don't know if it's comedy. I mean, it's not like they have oodles of more talent than the Dodgers do. I think they're kind of even, but I think the manager was the difference there. I think it all kind of came together for them, and they were healthy most of the year, all that kind of cool stuff. So manager of the year, Gabe Kapler, hats off to him. I think it's going to be the Giants, and I do think the Braves are going to pull it out, and it's going to be a massacre. I think it's going to be a sweep of 4, maybe 5, as far as the national championship goes.
I could see 5, maybe 6, depending on if we win tonight. I think it goes 6. If we don't win tonight, I think it goes 5.
Okay.
Well, what his name's out of the playoffs. Jorge Soler. He was COVID positive. He's out. He was COVID positive.
Because that's what.
Yeah.
Hey, Jock Peterson. Just saying.
Can I get a shout out from Harry though, man, about the Yankees Boston game? Did I not call Garrett Cole will suck it up?
Yeah.
Did I not say because it's not against you, AJ?
No, even Anthony said no. Anthony said that too, though. I mean, he wasn't about to deny that.
No, but you know what though? I mean, Evaldi's always pitched well in the postseason. He
has, but his last 3 starts, AJ will tell you, man. AJ wasn't happy with Garrett Cole in his last 3 starts before the playoffs.
Nope, and I think it's time for Aaron Boone to get fired. Well, he can't. They don't have to fire him. They just don't re-sign him.
No, well, what I'm hearing is they're bringing them both back, Cashman and Boone.
Miles just waste 1 more year, I guess.
So no matter what happens, game 1 of the American League Championship Series is Friday. And game 1 of the National League Championship Series is Saturday. So there you go, leading into the World Series, and we'll get into all that once we know who really is there. We know the Astros and the Red Sox, but the National League is yet to be determined. But I still think it's going to be Atlanta and San Fran at this point. I know the Brewers have the lead tonight, but I mean it's still a lot of game left.
It's bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-2 right now with the Braves. So
and the Braves are up.
Yeah.
So there you go. Bottom of the 4th. Throughout this show, while we're talking football and other shit, Harry, I'm sure, is going to update us on that score. But that's the MLB update. So you guys, everybody knows. And when we lost Phil, cuz I was mentioning the fact that you're fucking Nostradamus on all our picks. You were 4-0 last week on our picks. We've picked 20 games through 5 weeks on this show, and you have picked 14 of them correct. Explain yourself.
I don't know, man.
I picked 7, by the way. I picked 7 right out of the ones that we picked.
Yeah.
7.
I don't know, man.
I'm sorry, no, 9.
I like the matchups you have, and I was just looking at personnel. Being in a 30-team league, man, you kind of look at every single player and what's going on.
So you get kind of like with fantasy, right? You look at all the inside, you figure out who's hurt, who's not playing. That's how you pick,
who's home.
That's how you pick the Eagles over Carolina. I remember you saying, "Well, if Christian McCaffrey doesn't play."
Yeah, that's why I took that. And last night I took because even last night's game, the Baltimore game, I took the Colts because I was watching, and I know you guys don't like it, but I was watching Carson Wentz this season. He's 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, a 70% completion ratio, and that running game, and that running game with Mack and Nines and Hines and Taylor, I just thought, and I almost had it, man. They just
he's great.
Got runs
defensive
coming.
call. Yeah,
he's great. He's great. He's great.
He was just.
But he's 1-4.
AJ, you're ahead of me. How many?
Yeah,
How many?
that was a.
This week's tough.
I already got
Most of the
one.
way teams winning.
1-2.
There you go. We got live reaction to the Braves game right there.
Here we go. Amped up.
Listen, I'm happy for you, Harry, but the buck stops next week. I'm sorry to tell you.
Listen, I'm not even supposed to be here, so I'm happy as fuck right now.
Well, the Brewers have been hot and cold all year, so
Dude, we beat Woodruff. Right?
you play for the Braves?
I do. I am the official first baseman.
Oh, all right.
Ruben wants a break.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Going back to again.
But no, I mean, we beat Woodruff. We won a good game 3. We played tough with Burns. I mean, we've been pitching amazing.
Going back to Wentz, though, man, he's been playing lights out.
Sure.
Looks good. That defense just is so lost. It's not even funny.
Oh,
They
man.
couldn't stop anybody last night.
They need
for 3 quarters they did.
I feel like they need
Not
a
those
wide.
last few drives they didn't. That's for sure.
Right. They kind of broke in the 4th quarter. That's for 3 quarters. It was 20. I mean, when I went to bed, it was 22-9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought, oh, Phil's right again. What the fuck? I wake up, the Ravens won in overtime. I'm like, what?
Lamar
And it was
Jackson had a
field goal.
game.
Like Wentz even got him down the field goal range, and the guy missed the field goal.
No, he blocked it.
But that was
the one at the the one at the end of the game he missed.
Yeah, they laid on that one a little too much.
Yeah.
I feel like they need a wide receiver, though.
They laid on that ball a little too much.
I feel like the Colts need a receiver.
Well,
Michael
he'll only
Pittman
be
would be
back
good.
soon.
All right, so
They're not using Paris, man.
So speaking of the Ravens, let's start off our Game 6 picks with the Chargers at the Ravens. What do you think?
That's one of them I selected.
What do you think, Harry? Chargers at Ravens. Tough one, eh?
You know what? I'm going to go Chargers just because that defense is stronger than the Colts, and their offense is slightly better. Well, a lot better, but
You're going with the Chargers, all right.
yeah.
Harry's got LA. Anthony?
Yeah, Herbert. He just looks, man. We talked about him last year with Cousin Phil. He was
Right.
the guy. He's the guy everybody missed. He's the guy.
Miami Kids.
There's always one, right, Anthony? There's always one that all these teams that had these high draft picks missed.
Just
Miami.
overlooked.
Look at Miami.
We missed them. Detroit.
Miami,
Well,
what do you think picked him instead of Tua?
Last season, if you remember on the show, we talked about Tua, Burrow, and Hayward. And me and AJ were the only ones that took Justin Hayward last season.
Right.
And I mean, the kid's amazing. Did he give his pick? He went Chargers. AJ, did you give him?
Oh, he said Chargers, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going the Chargers too. The same way. The reason Harry said it's a better defense. Joey Bosa, or Nick Bosa, whatever the fuck Bosa's in San Diego.
Joey.
Can't keep up with these Bosas.
Past 3 weeks in a row, we've picked the Ravens. I mean, we've picked the Ravens game, and I went with the Ravens. And this week, I'm not. The Chargers. All right. Big game here, man, I think, in Cleveland. This is a statement game for Cleveland because the Cardinals are undefeated, and everybody's going to jump on the Cardinals. And when I say everybody, I mean the money's going to probably go a lot of money's going to go betting on the Cardinals because they're undefeated. And Cleveland's like, 1 week they're one thing, 1 week they're another thing. 1 week they score 40 points, and next week they score 14. So, we'll go the other way. Phil, how do you feel about Cardinals and Browns?
Man, I really like the Cardinals for the simple fact is that receiving game. But I like the defense a lot better. And last week they had a tough time in a division game. I agree with Chris, man. I'm going Cleveland Browns this week just because of Nick Chubb. It's going to be a ground game.
Sure.
I know Harry said something in the chat about, is Baker Mayfield destroying the Cleveland Browns. I don't know about that yet, but I think with that 1-2 punch, Hunt and Chubb, I think they just keep the ball away from Kyler Murray and just run this ball.
You're going with Cleveland.
I'm going to go with Cleveland.
All right. Anthony?
I am also going Cleveland. I think that front four is going to give his Kyler his first big test this week. So hopefully, that's who I'm rooting for this week. I'm going Browns.
Browns. Harry.
Well, I'm gonna go Browns for the same thing that both of them just said. Myles Garrett on one side is going to give a problem, and then the other side is going to give him a problem. So it's going to be hard for him to scramble. And between Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, I think they're going to keep Kyler Murray off the field. And I only say that Baker's holding them back because I don't see the confidence late in games to say, you know what, win me this football game.
Who does he have to throw to?
You still have Landry. You still have Njoku.
Landry's hurt, right?
I mean, but you still need the confidence. They don't seem to have the confidence. They ran it on like third and 10.
Answer the question. You danced around it. Who does he have to throw to?
Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham.
Landry's hurt.
Beckham's
a problem.
He is.
What about Njoku? Did you see his freaking stats? Jesus.
Do you need a star receiver to get you down the field with like 3 minutes left or 2 minutes left?
I'm sorry. Have you not watched football the last few weeks?
I have.
You do.
Yeah. Have you seen Green Bay besides Devontae Adams?
Huh?
Have you seen other teams that get the ball down the field?
Yeah.
The number one pick in the NFL draft can get you down the field.
Who?
Baker Mayfield can't get you down the damn field.
No, he needs help. He can't run and catch the ball himself.
The number one pick in the draft needs you. Have you seen? And I'm sorry, Cincinnati. Would you say any Cincinnati receivers amazing?
Cincinnati,
Chase.
Yeah. Chase has been awesome.
Jamar Chase.
He's a rookie, but you're gonna get a rookie as your number one receiver.
Yeah,
with no.
so he's a top 10 wide receiver. I mean, top 10 pick. So yeah. He's got number one quarterback throwing to him. Yeah.
All right. So Chris Vant picks the Browns, and Phil picks the Browns, and Anthony picks the Browns, and Harry picks the Browns. And just because I'm like trailing big time, I'm gonna go Cardinals. Only because you're all picking the Browns, so I gotta go against the grain at some point. And if why not the undefeated team in the room? So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals just because I'm like 9-11 or something like that. So Cards. We'll get Shango's picks later. All right. Seattle goes to Pittsburgh. Harry, what do you think?
I'm going Steelers. Only because Russell Wilson's not playing. And Geno Smith.
Correct. He is not.
He's Geno Smith. So, yeah, enough said.
He looked good. Didn't Geno look good? Walked right in there, moved him right down the field, scored a touchdown. Geno.
No.
Look at that look.
No.
Don't do that because I think you froze, and then I'll get rid of you, and then I got to bring you back.
Well, don't say stupid things like Geno Smith.
It's Geno. I was so happy to see Geno. It was Geno. Come on, Geno. It's Geno. It was great. All right.
He sucks.
So you're taking Pittsburgh, obviously. All right, Anthony.
Give me Geno and the boys.
Seahawks. See? There you go.
Give me Geno and the boys.
Look at that. Putting it out there. Cuz?
You know what, man? Listen, Geno did look good. And I know it's Geno. That interception, Tyler Lockett fell on the play.
Right.
If Lockett didn't fall, it wouldn't have been an interception. But even with that,
Pittsburgh at home,
a full game.
Geno makes mistakes.
Shut up, Chris, let me make my picks first, man, before you say anything.
Oh, he said that a while ago. I just popped it up.
You know what, though? I don't think there's anything to do with.
I'm going Seahawks because I'm happiest when everyone's not Baltimore and that division loses. So he always roots against the Steelers.
But I am. Schuster's out.
What's up, Big Keith?
Claypool's going to go off again. I'm going with Pittsburgh. I agree with Harry. I'm going with Pittsburgh this time.
Yeah, I think the Steelers run the ball right down there.
4-2. Harry.
Harry. That's why Harry's making that face. Did Milwaukee just score?
You know what? He killed me. No, he killed us in game one. This son of a
Big shout out to the professor who never watches this show. What's up, professor? Comes in and throws.
Rowdy Talese, a 180 batting average, hits a 2-run dinger.
Yeah, you admit your biases, and I'm glad you admit your biases.
I think Najee Harris runs the ball right down their throat, though. But I am taking the seat.
I'm going with Claypool, man. I think Claypool.
All right, so you got Pitt, right?
Worst run defense, though.
Yeah.
I'm going
That's
Pittsburgh.
wrong.
Yeah, I'm going Pittsburgh on this one too. Just because. All right, so the last game we'll pick is Cowboys at Patriots. Why? Just because I feel like it. Harry, Harry, what do you think? Cowboys and the Patriots.
Cowboys.
You say it like that, like you were so confident that the Panthers would beat the Eagles too. Same bet of confidence right there. You think the Patriots have no shot? Mac Jones, no shot in Gillette Stadium?
There's a guy named Parsons that's gonna make Mac Jones cry to his mom and maybe quit football.
Good Lord. We keep losing cousin Phil. You know, him and that Louisiana shit. All right, Anthony, Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys, but I hope Dak breaks his leg.
Wow.
Because the Cowboys, I hate the Eagles. I fucking
Right,
despise
I know
the
you.
Eagles.
I know you do.
All right, so give me a second here.
Go ahead, take
I'm
a breath.
starting to fucking despise the Cowboys
Take a breath.
Why? Please tell me.
because they're just classless. To go on and brag about a guy getting a concussion,
Right.
let that motherfucker know his day will come. And I hope whoever does it serves it to him on a fucking platter.
I'll tell you that one thing. Before all those fucking guys got hurt and the wind was taken out of their sails, the Giants were hanging with them. With everybody healthy, the Giants were hanging with them.
Yeah, remember
then-
that. You beat a backup quarterback, a backup running back, and probably a third-string fucking wide receivers.
Right.
Oh, okay. By the way, your star defense. How was your star defense?
No, our defense
Nuclear
sucks.
bomb destroys both teams. America wins.
That would be great.
Wow.
I hope Zeke eats it, blows up, and kills Dak.
Well, come on, this is America's team versus America's team, isn't it?
RJ, let's be real.
These are the top two fan bases in the NFL.
Daniel Jones needs to not run like that and take that hit.
No, he's trying to win a football game, so I don't blame him. I just think it was disgusting to go on social media and brag that you gave a guy a concussion.
Truth.
Okay, no, that may be true, but Daniel Jones needs to not you put yourself in that situation. Same thing with Burrow. You want to run, but don't go head first and get contact from linebackers that live to hit a quarterback.
You're at the 1 yard line. Why would you not lower your shoulder and try to get it?
Because you're the only reason why the Giants don't really, really suck.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you one of the guys that said Daniel Jones sucked? So how can he be the guy that's carrying him?
Because everybody else
Make
sucks.
up your fucking mind.
Right.
That's
Have
what it
you
sounds
watched
like.
your team?
Tell him.
Have you watched your garbage ass team? Seriously.
Yeah, I don't think they're. I don't think they're as bad as the record shows.
Oh, this is great, man. I don't even care.
I
Come
don't
on.
think they're as bad as the record shows.
I'm sorry, Bradbury. Your amazing defense.
I agree, Anthony.
No,
I agree.
Bradbury-
The Giants are better than their record.
Bradbury has underperformed this year. Sure, that happens. That's like your guy, your fucking guy that everybody thinks is amazing, Diggs. He's having a great year. Good for him. But next year, when everybody's eating him up, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Next year. Okay.
I also got
Oh,
the
is that
Cowboys.
not what you Cowboy fans always want to talk about next year?
Right. Right.
Now you don't want to talk about it. Now you don't want to talk about it.
You're not picking the top
Now you
five.
don't want to talk about it. I get it.
How about
No, he goes
how
and
about a
poses
year
a
without picking the
freaking
top
coach
five?
from 20 years
about that?
ago.
Right,
about
you're
the
right.
Cowboys, you know what I
And
mean?
Chuck
Like,
Wilson. I'm going to give a shout out to Chuck Wilson, all right? Chuck Wilson, you know who you are. Chuck Wilson. Anthony, you know Chuck Wilson. John Wilson's brother, the Wilson boys from back on Hudson Street. Chuck's a big, huge Cowboys fan. He's got them in the NFC Championship, like right now, because of the way they're playing and they're rolling.
He's everywhere.
Oh, yeah. He didn't say Super Bowl. I'll give him that, but he is saying they're going at least to the NFC Championship. I was like, relax. Please.
Pump the brakes.
Let Dak win one more playoff game, and then I'll be a believer. All right, cuz Cowboys and Patriots.
Hopefully he doesn't have to hold the snap. On field goal or something.
I'm agreeing with
That'd be a
AJ.
shame.
We talk about the Giants was in there. That's because when Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and Kenny Golladay were playing, they kept the ball away from the Cowboys. As soon as they went out, the Cowboys had long drives. And that defense, I don't care how great your defense is, when you're on the field that long, you tend to tire down. And that's what happened in the fourth quarter is they tend to tire down. You know what? This one here, I'm going with Cowboys, and I do not mind going 3-1. With this one, I really
if you're
don't.
wrong, if you're hoping you're wrong,
I'm hoping I'm wrong because I really will be rooting for the Patriots come. Sunday.
I'm hoping my boy Bill up there has a good game plan.
So,
Chris Vance says, "Can we talk a little college football? The Sooners come back, Bama's loss."
I wanted to, Chris. I wanted to, but nobody else here.
No, well, go ahead, talk it. Go ahead. I don't know shit about college, so go ahead.
Listen, Penn State.
Talk about all that.
All you haters.
I'll go real quick. Penn State lost because they had their second string quarterback come in who was 7 for 21 with like 2 interceptions. Could not move the ball. That was a close game anyway. It was like 21-14. The best was Bama getting beat. That was great.
All right. What about the Sooners comeback? I did see highlights of that.
The Bama
came back with
stop them.
No,
not Bama. Texas A&M went up and down the field on them. They
did, and they ran the ball well against that. It was supposed to be the. Oh yeah. I mean, it was a great game. Not being an Alabama or Texas A&M fan, it was a great game in general. I'm telling you,
got right back in that game though.
They did.
They were losing big at one point.
They did come back there in the third quarter, almost fourth quarter. I mean, you ain't got to be a college football fan, but that game there was probably the game of the century. I think the only time better that Alabama lost was the last time when they kicked the field goal and Auburn ran it back on a field goal kickoff 3 years ago. You know what I mean? 2-3 years ago. But that was great.
Sooners game, they got a new quarterback, right?
Man, so you got the number one Heisman Trophy hopeful in Spencer Rattler. And I don't know if you saw the after video, but Spencer Rattler walked off the field by himself because he was pissed. He got replaced in that game. Like they benched him for that. Yeah, he lost his job. And he's a Heisman hopeful. Yeah, he was like number 2 behind Bryce Young from Alabama. Like
he's hopeful Centenary College will start him next week.
Yeah, but you got all head cases and quarterbacks out there. Baker Mayfield, Spencer Rattler.
So who's number 1 now? Georgia.
Georgia's tough, man. Georgia's real tough.
See, Chris, I don't watch college football, but I pay attention to like the rankings, and then I watch the bowls when bowl season comes around. I will watch those.
Well, it's nice about the Alabama loss for those that don't follow it well enough is Nick Saban is undefeated against former college coaches. I think there's like 15 of them.
24 now. He was 24
and
now.
That was his first loss.
Streaks are meant to be broken.
Yeah. What did they fall to? I didn't see where they fell to. Where? Oh, they're still there. They're still in the race.
Yeah.
If they win out and a couple people lose, they could still be in the playoff.
Iowa's 2, Cincinnati's 3, Oklahoma's 4. They're 5.
Sooners. That's Chris Vance. That's why he wanted to talk about the Sooners. All right. We talked about the MLB. We talked about the NFL. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's Mr. Jon Gruden, who resigned because of the emails, and everybody knows the story. We don't have to get into all that nonsense. I just want to hear how everybody feels because different people feel different ways. All right. There are those people out there that's like, oh, this is all about cancer culture, blah, 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 blah. And then there's people out there that's like, no, he deserves everything he fucking got. He deserves to be out of the league. Let's not talk about him anymore because he's a piece of shit, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And like I said, so I wanted to gauge the room. And as Harry put it in the chat, said, we would love to hear Shango's view on this. So by the time we're done talking, hopefully he joins us. We're 30 minutes in right now. So I figured we'd talk about that. And we'd probably end the show with at the end with talking about Mr. Simmons. But
can we talk about Irving? Isn't he more deserving?
Sure, why not? But let me hear how you feel, Harry, right now about Jon Gruden.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to make a racist, a stupid comment amongst your friends, peers, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you have the balls to write an email on your corporate email for a company you work for and make those comments, you feel pretty entitled at that point, And then to backtrack and try to explain yourself, and your explanation makes no sense because that's not actually what you said.
Yeah.
And it didn't even just stop there. Like, I don't even know a group he didn't even insult. Like, I think he insulted every single group that you could insult.
Right.
And knowing, what, I made these comments, I said these things, and to openly act like you don't care and you don't want to talk about it when you insulted somebody. Like he was saying, like, listen, I'm sorry, blah, 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 but I don't want to talk about it anymore. Like, you don't get that right. You don't get to say, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Why not?
Who
Why not?
wanted to go red?
I just want to know why he doesn't get the right, because he had talked to Demorius Smith. You know what I mean? Him and Demorius Smith sat down and talked. So why is that everybody else's business outside of him and Demorius Smith?
Because
it wasn't a company email. He did not work for the NFL when he wrote that email. He did not work for the NFL. It's not NFL.
You want to know why those emails were leaked? Because he called Goodell a pussy.
Right.
But
here's what happened, man.
So you're saying Goodell knew about him
There's
already?
650,000 emails. I'm sure there's probably another racist joke in there somewhere. So let's see everybody.
Here's how it came out, which I don't agree with. Like, this is where we're getting off the focus. Remember a couple years ago, back 2019, the Washington Redskins at that time, had a hostile work culture environment, a lot of complaints. That's how these emails were found. They were going against Dan Snyder and the Washington Redskins workplace culture. Okay. Mm-hmm. At that time in 2011, Jon Gruden was working for ESPN, which has no affiliation with the NFL at all. Okay. And that's how they found them. And I don't know who leaked the first one, maybe to get all the stuff off of the Redskins and that investigation probe. When you listen to Mike Tirico and Brown from Notre Dame, that Tim Brown, they never saw this. And Mike Tirico lived with Jon Gruden for 4 years on the road, every day, every minute.
Yeah, but some other guys have come out, like Keyshawn
Johnson's a freaking moron and all these. So, if this was an issue back in 2008, 2009 when he played for him, why didn't he come out then? You know what I mean?
Because it was different. It was. You got to admit that it's a different society now than it was back then. You guys don't think that guys like Vince Lombardi, who the fucking trophy is named after,
you can't use that. No, you can't do that.
And we're not talking about that.
We're talking about the past emails.
I'm just saying.
He's putting it in writing. How can you say? So someone can say, "I've never seen it. I've never seen it." Here's what you've seen in writing. He's writing these things to somebody else. He feels so privileged that he can say this.
Right. He can say whatever he wants.
So you think it's different? So you think it's different from speaking it than writing it? There's a difference?
No.
You are writing
That's what you're saying right now.
Yeah. There's a huge
difference.
I'm sorry. You want to feel how you feel?
You're
Yeah.
just as bad as him then.
Just
Am
bad
I?
as who? Bad as
Okay.
Gruden? He's just as bad as Gruden.
He says he can say it, but he just he can't write it down.
Let me see let me get the professor's comment here, and then I want to hear from Adrian. I can put up all my emails ever, personal, professional, whatever. Nothing in them will be racist, homophobic, or sexist. If people are putting out that stuff, it's a personal character problem. Words of wisdom from the professor. All right, Adrian, your thoughts on Jon Gruden resigning?
I think he did the right thing, personally, because it started out with the whole, like you guys have talked about, it started out with the whole Maurice Smith thing, and he came out, they sat down and they talked. He apologized to the man face to face. Like, look, I'm sorry. It was, what I said was wrong.
Right.
And then all of a sudden there's more emails with more damaging shit coming out about the guy. Now, you can say that, like, a lot of people say, like, I never saw this coming. I never saw this coming. Maybe he acted a certain way when he wasn't around people. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, just because, like, from a personal standpoint, and this is just me personally because I've dealt with it, growing up where I grew up, like, not everybody seemed racist who was racist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, not everybody who seemed homophobic, like, it's weird to say because, like, there are a lot of guys that I work with, like, at work where we were the best of buddies. Outside of work, if I set foot on a doorstep, there was an issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if that paints the picture a little better. Like, I'm shocked, but, like, he did the right thing by resigning. Like, it was smart for him to resign because he knew there was no good coming of this. There was no explaining this away any further because, like, it kind of goes down further down. It goes further. Like, you calling Michael Sam a queer, like, it he shot himself in the foot with these emails because he was like, well, nobody's gonna see this shit. Nobody's gonna say anything about this because nobody's gonna see this.
Right.
There's a term that goes, what you do in the dark will be brought to light.
Yeah, right. I've heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot today. I think somebody said it on Monday Night Football, right? Was it?
Booger
McFarland said that on Monday Night Football. My thing on this is
it's shocking.
How do you all feel? I want all your opinions on how do you feel about Raiders fans right now who are saying we're not going to be Raiders fans anymore because of this.
That's
stupid.
That's
because your boy. Listen, because not to throw him under the bus, but your boy TJ put a fucking Facebook post out saying, "I don't want to hear about the Raiders. I don't want to talk about the Raiders. I am no longer a Raiders fan."
And that's his opinion. I mean, you know what? I have friends too that are in law enforcement that will not watch the NFL anymore.
Right? Because yes.
They watch football every. That's your right.
The Dallas 5.
Yeah.
Yes. People I know personally, they won't watch.
No, yeah. I know people that won't because the kneeling during the national anthem, all that too.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's their right. But
the Bucks took him out of the Ring of Honor. Harry mentioned that earlier. The Bucks took him out of the Ring of Honor. Yeah.
Here's my biggest problem.
Hold on, Phil. Hold that thought. My dad says, look what it took for Jackie Robinson had to endure, and that was 1945. What was in the papers was the email back then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Phil. You had a point.
Listen, I get what the NFL is trying to do. I really do. And racism and hate and this and that. But where was this during the Dallas 5, the 5 cops shot in Dallas, and the Cowboys wanted to honor those 5. And we'll even go to the other side of the road, back when St. Louis came out with the hands up, don't shoot. You know what I mean? When they were in St. Louis at that time. Now it's another thing. Here's what I don't like about the whole thing is the NFL's handling this all wrong, because they have leaked the emails to pressure the Raiders into firing thing. You know, when they didn't fire him because of the whole Michelin lips, then they leaked the other stuff, and they kept leaking it. And there's news, right? And there's going to be more. So the NFL, to me, like, should Gruden be coaching? No, this was a good thing. I agree with Adrian. He should step down. Blah blah blah, all that. You know, the whole Michael Sam thing. You know, that was Jeff Fisher getting forced into drafting that guy as Mr. Irrational or whatever the hell is. You know what I mean?
Mr. Irrelevant.
They were forced because Mr. Irrelevant, because, you know what I mean? And he didn't even make the team, you know. Carl Nassab. Jon Gruden was his biggest praiser before these even came to light, you know what I mean? When he came out. Now, as far as Raiders, like, I mean, if this was the Eagles, man, I'd still be an Eagle fan, and I would agree with, you know, Howie Roseman and Jeff Lurie for letting, you know, coming to a good term.
I think we lost Cousin Phil again. Love the Pirates, ESPN replay, all the Pirates Black Starters, 1971 play, the best players, right?
But here's what did him in. What ultimately did him in was, you know what, you can make some racial comments, and you know, you get the initial heat and whatever. But this is 7 years of him just spewing shit.
Okay,
and he has an openly gay player on his team.
You got a thunderstorm?
But yet again, they distract you from the real investigation, right?
No, and but that's a side.
Nobody's talking about that. No, there was women forced to get naked and do shit that they weren't supposed to be doing. And who's talking about that?
Bruce Allen was sending him pictures of topless cheerleaders. Yes,
right.
But it wasn't just that. It was a whole thing. They had a whole thing with the cheerleaders.
But AJ, you're talking 7 years. You're not talking some that just made a mistake. You're talking 7 years.
You're probably talking 20 years of ownership running around with those girls.
Okay, but
you're getting away from the no, Gruden deserves his day.
Right.
But you've been distracted from the whole investigation. Now you're focused on a millionaire and your attention's off the billionaire.
Right.
No, I get I
talking about Washington.
What you're saying. But what I'm saying, it's just like he needs to just, like, if you make these comments, I'm sorry, he needs to have more attrition than what he's said in the past. Like, you know what? When you mess up and say, you know what, I messed up.
Yeah, but he was going to get fired if he didn't resign anyway. So what's the difference?
Yeah, but you know what?
On his way out.
Ownership. Take ownership of what you said. If you say stuff, say stuff. Say, all right, I said it.
So resigning doesn't. So resigning, admitting, resigning doesn't admit he's wrong.
No, because you don't. I don't think you get to tell people who you've offended that I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Because he wasn't talking about you. He went to the guy that he was talking about, and he explained to him, "This is what I said."
It's not just that guy. DeMaurice Smith is not just
one. It's all about Goodell. Is that what you said, Cuz?
He went to the ones that he offended, except Goodell.
Exactly.
Goodell was the only one he didn't know.
He reached out to Michael Sam. Like, there was reports that he reached out to Michael Sam, and he everybody that he spoke about in the email that he went and he did the look, hey, I fucked up. Like, I fucked up, and like, you don't have to forgive me, but I am sorry. I fucked up.
I just don't think that you should be able to just say, you know what, I don't want to talk about it. I think you should have to talk about it. You should have to answer questions you don't want to.
Well, that's why we're talking about it.
I don't. What are you looking for? Are you looking for blood? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for someone to just take the questions that should be coming.
He fucking resigned, and he reached out to everybody besides Goodell that he offended.
Right.
And you know what? That tells you one thing. He meant everything he said about Goodell.
Right.
Yeah.
I think so. The professor says, I think we're done with that sort of thing in the culture now. This will not be the last time. Sports in general is going to go through a lot of dirty laundry and skeletons coming out. I agree with that.
That's why they don't want to release the 650 other emails.
Some millionaire people, coaches, owners, etc., feel that they can say whatever they want, and it's okay, but it's not.
Yeah.
My dad, it was a matter of time. The Raiders already knew what Gruden was like. Should have never hired him in the first place. I don't know about all that. Like it or not, the NFL is $1 billion business. So, there isn't just the folks on the field; it's also the customer. It's also how they look to the customer.
By the way, 4-4.
4-4.
Good job. Now, what about that comment about firing everybody that kneels during the national anthem? Didn't the Cowboys owner say the same exact thing?
He said that none of his players will kneel for the national
Jerry
anthem.
Jones said no player on his team will kneel for the national anthem.
And then you know what happened?
What
happened?
And nobody got fired.
Him, all the executives and every player came out on the field and knelt.
Right.
Yeah. Because he realized he came out and he apologized to his team. He apologized to the media for being ignorant and stupid. And he came out and he knelt.
All right.
That's what he wanted to do.
I agree. Or call another game.
You're right. Gruden, right. And by the way, does that affect he won a Super Bowl. He was doing well. He was putting the Raiders in the right direction. I mean, obviously he's like blackballed from the NFL, right? Like we're talking.
He's fucked.
He's never eligible for Hall of Fame or to coach ever again or anything like that.
He's fucked. He talked about he put a black eye on the culture of football, not just like society, but the culture of football. He put a black eye on the culture of football. It's kind of like what Hulk Hogan, when all that shit came out about Hogan, he got fucking wiped away from everything.
We're gonna I know you're right. You're right with Hulk Hogan. You're absolutely right. Hulk Hogan had to take a 7-year fucking break and come back.
It's not over. It's not over.
No, it's not. It'll never.
More shit's coming out.
Let's be honest. It'll never be over.
Better be ready.
It'll never. Not in our lifetimes. It'll never be over.
Washington better be ready because AJ touched on this. Like it's not all over because now there's investigation into Bruce. Like what's the guy's name? Bruce.
Dan Snyder.
Bruce
Allen was the general.
Bruce Allen.
Okay, so all this is coming out. So now Gruden, the investigation in Gruden is still ongoing. Now you got the investigation going on with Dan Snyder, but they're not talking about that yet because apparently they're compiling more evidence. But like whoever leaked this shit, they did. It's not over. It's not over. It's going to get a lot worse.
You know what it seemed like? It seemed like the first thing came out with him and DeMaurice Smith, and they said, "All right, this is what's out," and they let the Raiders try to handle it. And then when they didn't really do anything, they were like, "All right, well, now we're gonna just leak everything else we have about it."
All right,
that's not everything. That's not everything, Harry.
No, I'm not. I'm saying with Gruden.
Okay.
They're leaking a little by little. Like, you gonna fire him yet? You gonna fire him yet? Are you gonna fire him yet?
Adrian, I don't know if you saw this, but there's 40 employees from the Washington football team that have hired lawyers that want the whole thing leaked.
Yes.
So I mean, you might get a Donald Sterling. You might get where you got to sell that team.
Yeah.
Good. Good. That needed to be done a long time ago by that asshole. I swear to God.
I think it's good luck to you because he ain't gonna bow down like the old guy did.
Right.
That one out of fight.
I don't. But it's not just racial stuff. This is like, you're having people.
All right, quickly, real quickly. I need Adrian's. Real quickly, I need Adrian's pick.
Okay.
Chargers. Chargers and the Raiders.
What's the standings? Can I ask that real quick?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you were
so-
4-0. You were 4-0 last week,
Okay.
and so was cousin Phil.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's like this. Phil's 14-6. I'm 9-11. AJ and Harry are 11-9, and you're 13-7. You're only one behind him.
Although
baby.
your numbers are pretty impressive here, Shango, you have pussied out on the whole. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to get canceled.
You're getting canceled. You're canceled. You're canceled. We gotta have to mute. We gotta mute him for the rest.
We
of the
had
show.
Yahoo, and you have not filled out your
because of
picks,
you.
Oh,
Hey,
by the way,
you know what?
Adrian,
you know what? YOLO.
pass the
You
word.
only live once. I
Pass
did it
the
once.
word. When I call a spade, and I called her out last week for being 1-3. She was 3-1, by the way. So spread that word to her, okay? Yeah,
Oh, she reversed it around.
she was
Can I
3-1.
say something too? Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Shouldn't I be 6-0 with my baseball picks as well? Just saying. I'm just saying.
All right.
I'm just saying because you know I
We
picked the
don't do
Sox.
baseball
little
picks,
extra.
but okay.
I picked the Sox. I did pick the Sox.
We did pick the
and I
Sox.
picked
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, we did
Yeah.
talk about that too. Who do you like in
Losers run
the
together.
American League Championship? Who do you like? Red Sox or Astros in the American League Championship?
I don't know. Red Sox look hot right now.
Okay.
They look hot right now.
They beat
That's
the
what
Yankees
Yankees
and the
said.
Rays. Yankees and the Rays.
And Yankees and the Rays they just took out, right? So yeah.
What?
Good luck, Astros. All right, here. All right, so give me your picks real quick so we can because we're running out of time. Chargers and the Ravens.
Chargers.
Okay. Cardinals and the Browns.
Cardinals.
All right. Seahawks and the Steelers.
Ooh, it's gonna be tough. But that Steeler defense is wavering real bad. I'm going with the Seahawks. DK Metcalf starting to show out.
You're with Anthony on that one. All right, and Cowboys and Patriots.
Don't do it, Adrian. Don't you dare
He's
do
still
it.
not a believer. He's still not a believer.
I know. What do you?
Don't tell him. Don't tell him what we picked.
Oh, I tell you what I picked.
Okay, so Mac Jones is tearing up defenses with his passing game.
Yeah.
Dallas Achilles heel passing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't
Don't do it.
Every fucking week.
I'm honest. I'm sorry. I'm honest.
What do you got? Who do you got?
They haven't really been able to produce a lot of pressure, and they're in New England as well.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Come on.
that he was able to hold Tom Brady to less than 20 points.
Come on.
Less than 20 points. So you got a high powered offense. I gotta go with the Cowboys.
My man. My man.
Everybody else picked the Cowboys, by the way.
Welcome to
Adrian,
fucking
me-
reality.
me and
Thank
you
you
went
for
4-0.
coming back.
You're
We appreciate
1-0.
it.
He
We
said,
had
"Do
two
it,
different
do
ones.
it." Right. All right. So
Fucking
the
guy.
last subject. All right, we're gonna end the show with something else because that Jon Gruden subject's a fucking heavy one. So let's talk about something really ridiculously funny. Adrian, Ben Simmons is back. He's back.
Hold
The
on.
Sixers are going to the championship, baby.
Oh God! I just saw Harry's name and said AJ cheated.
Yeah. Shall we show that again? Yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah.
Oh God, that's glorious.
AJ, what does
Ben
that?
Simmons.
Yes. So this is what happened. In case you guys don't know, the Sixers had a preseason game yesterday, and Ben Simmons shows up and he actually texts Brand. He texts him. He says, "I'm at the back gate. Can you please let me in so I can have my COVID test?"
No,
Sixers did not know he was even coming. He just
No.
showed up.
Well,
no.
I mean, listen,
Take your
he can
silly
show
ass
up.
back to Australia.
He
They
can
let him-
show up.
They
but
let
he's
him
not
in, and they let him in, and they had COVID tested.
But it's the Marshawn Lynch thing. He's just there so he doesn't get fined. He's lost a lot of money.
You guys have to discuss the biggest news, and that'd be LaMelo Ball, the future GOAT, has his first shoe.
He does,
Ooh.
and it's pretty ugly.
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's sponsored by Crocs. Anyway,
All right, so listen, the Ben Simmons reporting to Philadelphia, Adrian, is just about money, right?
definitely is about money. He's not showing up to play. He's talked so much shit in the news. He is not showing up to pay. The man was fine. He is $1 million in the hole.
Mhm.
Right.
Not quite Kyrie in the hole, but in the hole.
Yeah, no, he's not Kyrie in the hole.
Nobody wants him for the price the Sixers want. Nobody give up anything for him. So are they going to just pay him to sit in the bench? Is that what's going on here?
Might as well. What else you gonna do?
No, I think they're going to take a huge loss. They're going to take a huge loss.
I say he plays, and then he all of a sudden he's got back spasms and he's out.
And then you trade him for 2 Laffy Taffies and a back of Kool-Aid.
Listen, as a Sixers fan, I do not find this the biggest story in NBA. I find the Kyrie Irving will not. The Nets will not let him be a part-time player.
I didn't want to do back-to-back political statements. That's why I didn't talk about Kyrie.
What's political about it? I mean,
it's about the COVID thing. It's about he won't get vaccinated. So we get into that discussion about the vaccination and whether it's right or wrong.
I applaud the man for standing up for what he believes in.
Right.
So do I. What can I say? I told you so.
But why
about what, Kyrie?
Why doesn't Kyrie Irving just say, you know what? I don't want to get vaccinated. This is why I don't want to get vaccinated. And then that's it.
My dad says, Alan, are you growing a beard for Santa? Stay tuned. There's a good reason I'm growing the beard, Pop.
Stay tuned. Don't be Penn State in this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Kyrie should just hook up with Patrick Kane from the NHL and get one of those COVID IDs.
I heard they got a patch now, right? I heard they got a patch, like a nicotine patch. You stick it right here.
Okay, if you get with Patrick Kane, then you got to bet on your own team and, you know, all that crap that Patrick Kane does because he's fucking ridiculous.
Patrick Kane, if you didn't hear the story, got caught with a false COVID ID. He never got the shot. It was
awesome.
Fake.
Yep.
But not only that, he's in a gambling scandal too.
Is he?
Yeah. He was apparently betting.
Chris, I'm coming down, brother. I'm coming down. The wife said I can come down anytime.
Where's he at? Florida?
I was in
he's in Carolina.
I was in Tennessee. It was 91 degrees out.
Really?
Oh, it was hot down here. Jesus.
My dad was fishing up in New York for salmon.
That's why I missed the South.
Did you catch one?
Wait, why, Alan? Why are we not in New York catching salmon? I don't understand.
What?
Why are we not in New York catching salmon?
New York State, brother, like up like 5-6 hours north of here.
I'm familiar with the geographical location of New York.
I understand, but what I'm saying is that we're not talking the Hudson River.
Why are we still not there is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Because you got to take a couple of days. You can't just, it's not something you can do on a day trip.
Yes, you can.
Fuck that. I'm not driving 5-6 hours fishing all day and driving 5-6 hours back. Fuck you, Anthony.
It's 3.
Yeah.
Like 3.5.
To Pulaski, it's longer than that.
I would like to give a shout out.
By the way you drive.
To my opponent from last week who did not adjust their lineup and left me wide open for a victory. I greatly thank you for being bad at fantasy football.
And that exact and my wife, and that exact opponent is my opponent this week.
Oh, so it's like you playing the Bengals.
I would like to offer my deepest condolences to my son Alan's team for their loss.
Beat.
The old man took it to him in fantasy football.
I'm excited for me and Phil.
I would shout out my past opponent, but he doesn't really have a team.
You cheated.
The guy that beat me before.
Right.
Congrats. Enjoy it.
Yeah, you weren't here last week. Everybody thought you weren't here because you lost.
No, congrats to him, but
Phil beat him. Phil beat him.
You're still gonna finish second.
Phil, who do you got this week?
Me. It's me and Phil.
Talk show on the road. I can dig it.
Phil
Thank
gets
you guys for another hour. I'll be up at the Easton Peaburg game. I'll be there too. Get tickets ASAP. They're gonna sell out fast. Don't worry. I'm covered as far as the Easton Peaburg game goes. Cool, man. I hope I see you there, brother. I hope I see you there at the Peaburg Easton game. Absolutely.
I got
Phil,
Harry this week, and I have not set my lineup.
Phil versus Harry.
He's favored to win only because I got bye guys sitting in there, and I just wanted Harry to get a feeling like it's a possible win before then. Where the heck did he go?
I don't know, but you're not winning, Phil. You're not winning. Don't be that guy, Phil. Don't be AJ. Don't be that guy. Good luck, man.
Where'd everybody go? We're still alive.
I don't know.
I wanted some smack talking going there, and you guys are just being way too friendly.
In the holy hell are you doing?
Why just too friendly? I put them together. I put them alone, and all they're like, oh, Harry's like, you're not winning, Phil.
It almost turned into a makeout session.
It was cute.
I just thought it was us too, man. I'm like, we're still alive. What the hell?
Listen, I just want to state that AJ got lucky and he cheated. So,
man.
I just want to state that Harry almost had a heart attack without
this week if Little Al's going to live up to his name and flop.
Ooh.
Is that how you got this week?
Ooh.
I'm waiting for Adrian to get in the bandwagon. I don't know what has to happen
for the Cowboys.
Yeah, like I mean.
Well, I looked at the rest of their schedule. Like the two toughest games they got Arizona, right? They got Arizona
and Kansas City. We got
Kansas City. They're pretty much those are the two toughest games they have left. After that,
Kansas City's not looking like Kansas City though. That's the thing.
Unless one of the East teams fucking steal one from them.
You're talking about the Patriots in their passing game, but you know the Chiefs are looking like the Chiefs.
We all picked the Cowboys.
You're still living off my terrible trade, so I don't even
know the Chiefs don't have a defense, and that's the problem there. So
yeah, that is definitely the problem. But they got a high-powered offense, and what do they do best? Throw the ball. So
yeah, but look what happens when they played Buffalo.
Buffalo has a front line.
My point is that if they play them again in the playoffs, they're not going to do the same thing.
No, they figured out how to okay. What they did was they took what Tampa Bay did in the Super Bowl and played that type of defense, and you cut a lot of big plays out.
The bottom line is Buffalo has a better defense than Kansas City, and defense wins championships.
Yes.
And then you got that also to go with that. You got everything's pointing to Buffalo. I think the Super Bowl goes through Buffalo, and good luck for everybody else.
They need to move Michael Parsons back to defensive end and let him wreak havoc. We'll
see what Arizona does this week against Cleveland, and we'll go from there.
Arizona's going to murder Cleveland.
Well, they all picked the Browns, and you and I picked the Cardinals.
What?
You heard what I said.
Adrian, me and you have two different picks this week, so
yep.
This is for first place, buddy.
I'm saying
you put your faith in Geno Smith over the Steelers, though.
Geno!
Wait a minute, hold up. Geno Smith?
No Russell Wilson. Geno!
I'm taking the Steelers. Never mind. I'm taking the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers.
Right. I should have never opened my mouth.
Yeah, why did you say that? Why?
I forgot Russell was injured. Well, I'm taking the Steelers. I take that back.
No.
I'm taking the Steelers.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Taking the Steelers. You want me to? I will take the Patriots too if you don't stop. I'm just saying.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We'll see everybody next week on I almost said around the turn on Home Team Sports.
I see you